Good morning, North High. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The International Club will meet every Thursday at 3:35 in room 125. Come learn about different countries and cultures. Come curious, come hungry, leave happy.
The Saga Club, Sexuality and Gender Acceptance Club, meets every Wednesday at 3:35 in room 125.
SAT prep is occurring now on Monday mornings at 7:45. Come in the side door, and Thursday afternoons at 3:30. We will meet in room 210. Come practice for your March test.
At the game on Monday, the basketball game will be reduced by $1 if you bring in a canned food or non-perishable to benefit our SGA food pantry, so make sure to come out and support. And now to Mike Smith for our Motivational Monday.
What's up? I'm Mike Smith. And you know, I've realized something? That what we say, it matters. Not just to other people, not just to our immediate group of friends, but what we say to ourselves, it matters. Like the tone that you take with yourself in your own head. The thing that you say to yourself the first minute you get out of bed in the morning, or before you go to bed at night, or before a test, or before a game, or if you're on the free throw line, or if you're about to approach someone and talk to a person for the first time. What we say to ourselves, it matters. And if you're like me, sometimes it can be pretty brutal. The things you say inside your head can be pretty difficult. Sometimes you focus on your failures, your mistakes, the times you didn't go for it. You talk yourself out of things that seem to be really important for you. And the bigger the thing, the bigger the event, the more it means to you, the more important self-talk actually is. And most of our self-talk, we would never think about repeating that out loud to someone else. But here's what we don't realize. People on the outside, they don't have to hear what we say to ourselves to be affected by it. Your inner talk, your inner confidence, your inner beliefs about yourself, if you tell yourselves those things over and over, you'll begin to believe that way. You'll begin to live like that. The more you tell yourself you can do it, the more you believe in yourself, the more you use self-talk as a positive tool, the more confident you'll become. The more that you speak to yourself in a way that's empowering, you'll begin to dramatically change your life, your mood, the lives around you. Ultimately, you'll be able to change the way that you do things. And here's what I began to realize. First of all, you've got to be intentional. You've got to be honest with yourself. You can't lie to yourself in the back of your mind and tell yourselves things that aren't true, because ultimately you're the one that's going to suffer for it. You've just got to be gut level honest with who you are, the things that you do. Are you a negative person? Are you a positive person? Are you talking down to yourself? Are you building yourself up? And secondly, it's not all about you. It's like there's this movie playing inside of our head, and we're the main character. And sometimes we forget that there are other people around us who are just as important or just as valuable. And I think we need to remember it's not all about us. And lastly, I think it's important that we realize that our thoughts turn into our actions, and our actions ultimately turn into our habits. If you have a habit of believing you can't do something, a habit of doubting yourself, a habit of living life with fear, that comes from the way that you talk to yourself. But if you also have habits of going for it and disregarding fear and being willing to step up and do things that no one's ever done before, it's because you have a habit of talking to yourself in a positive light. Once a year, I like to push myself and do something really difficult. I grab me and a group of friends on our skateboards, and we start on one border of Nebraska, and we skate 430 miles all the way across the entire state of Nebraska as a fundraiser for charity. And it's hard. It's really hard. We skate like 40 to 50 miles a day, and the first day we wake up and everyone's excited. We're high-fiving, and in our heads we're all thinking, man, I can do this. I'm gonna make it. I can't wait to get on the side of the highway. I can't wait to push. I can't wait to raise money. And we're all really excited. And then day 2 hits, and you're sore, you're tired, you wake up that first morning, and all of a sudden muscles hurt, and you kind of start to play that game in your head like, can I do this? But we all get up, we're there for each other, we put our skateboards on the side of the pavement, we begin to push, and we make it. We skate another 50 miles. But that third day is when it always happens. The morning of the third day, doubt starts to creep in. You can see it in everyone's eyes. They wake up that morning and they begin to tell themselves they can't make it. The pain's too strong, the cramps are too bad, the way that their back feels is too much, and everybody just quits. People just decide that in that moment, they can't make it. And the third day of skateboarding across Nebraska is when everyone quits. That's when people just decide they're gonna give up. And I've realized in those moments how important self-talk is. I wake up, I start to evaluate, is what I'm doing worth it? And I decide in my mind that it is. But you know what's crazy about having the ability to talk to yourself? Sometimes the most important thing we can do is surround ourselves with people who believe like we do. When I wake up on that morning of the third day, when I'm gonna skateboard across Nebraska, I've surrounded myself with people who believe like I do. But most importantly, I put people around me who can help me get to where I need to go. So my challenge for you is this. Think about the way that you speak to yourself. Are your thoughts filled with fear and doubt and disbelief that you can make it? Or have you told yourself you can do this, you've got it, you can do what it takes to make it? I mean, either you're telling yourself that you can or you're telling yourself that you can't. Either way, you'll be right.
Have a
Have a
great day, North High.